sense walking down when you can slide.
What's with Canada? We got great big cities, but a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold here. Wear 2 pairs of socks. There's half the world's fresh water to paddle your canoe or camp along the shore.
Welcome to the channel. My name's Gerald, and this is Trekking with Taz. As shoulder season is upon us, it's a little tougher to get in the mountains, and some people are waiting for conditions to change better. I decided to do a little local hike here and document it for those people that just want someplace to get out into the forest and breathe the fresh air. This hike is the very well-known LC Gunn Trail. We do it a little different. We're going to start at Layton Park. No good at that, but anyway, we're going to start at the park, cross the bridge, go up and do the Gunn Trail, circle around, and return to the park to the vehicle. Takes roughly 2 hours to do the loop. My favorite way to do it, but of course, if you want to spend all your time in the forest, you can start at either end and just go from one end to the other and return. This was just my choice. Okay, let's have a look at the Gunn Trail loop.
Here we are at Layton Memorial Park. If that's pronounced right, not sure, but close. From here, we're going to do the Gunn Trail. It's a little different way of doing it. Do a loop, leave from here, head over to Yellowhead Bridge, up onto the Gunn Trail, across to the Simon Fraser Bridge, back across it, down Queensway, down through Paddlewell Park, and back here. Just something a little different to do. So instead of doing a loop like I am, most people will go up to Gunn Trail trailhead, walk across to the Simon Fraser Bridge, and then back to the trailhead. Or they will start at the other end, which is the exit from the Gunn Trail, down by the Simon Fraser Bridge, walk over to the Yellowhead Bridge and back. But this loop is just a little more fun to do. Something different. This is where we drop out of the subdivision, start heading up onto the bridge. And when we get to the other end of the bridge, we'll pick up the Gunn Trail, and we'll take the left fork and we'll go up to the parking lot on that end of it just to document it. And other than that, pretty straightforward. As you can see, the water is really low. You don't see that on this side of the bridge at all this time of year normally. Oftentimes we see Paddlewell Park underwater this time of year. I expect when we get there, the water's going to be way down from the park. Okay, we're at Gunn Trail trailhead, LC Gunn Park. Couple of washrooms here, and lots of place to park up there if that's the way you so choose to come. We're going to head down this way now, and then we'll follow the riverbank all on to the other bridge. There's a lot of different viewpoints on this trail, so I'll try and get most of them on video. If you look straight across those vehicles on the paved road, mine is one of those. That's where I started, right at the park. You can see you come along a little further and there's a place to sit down or stand on to get your view. You can see the park a little better from here. Things aren't quite as dramatic as they are later in the year. Come summer, things are in full bloom, and fall with the colors. Quite dramatic, but still very nice. A little further up here you can see where I'm headed to. That's the Simon Fraser Bridge way up there. Yeah, probably, I don't know, 3 kilometers from here, something like that. So that's where we're headed. We'll come back down, like I said, Queensway and down through Paddle Wheel Park and back down here. See the cut banks in the background. Another great place to go play. I don't know how well you can see it, but that, what looks like a creek coming out there, is Hudson Bay Slough. When I moved to this community, the seaplane base was in there. That's how much water there used to be. Used to take the planes in there and dock them, then bring them out onto the river to take off and land. Now you could barely get a canoe up there. Speaking of canoes, someone's out enjoying the river with their canoe. Fantastic. It's a beautiful day. Love seeing everybody out being busy outside. It's a little bit better of a view of Hudson Bay Slough, which is basically nothing. Weird. We have a little bit of a view of what the trail itself looks like. It's well used, so it's a real good trail to walk on. Doesn't take any special skill or equipment. A pair of running shoes and a bottle of water, and away you go. Okay, when you get to this spot, this Y in the trail, don't sweat it. This trail over here just parallels up a little higher, and they both meet at the top. I tend to come down that way from the other end and go up this way, just personal choice. And you can see somebody's gone to a lot of work to make these cool little signs for everybody. So enjoy. Okay, we're at the top of what they're calling Coronary Hill, and you can see they call this piece of trail, because it's flat, I guess, piece of cake. So that's where we're headed, up piece of cake. Another little lookout. You can see South Fort George and the school from here. A little different perspective. Okay, next lookout. A different view of town. See the cut banks. You can see how far we've come. University Hill up there. So we're about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way over to the bridge. You can see it there. This is a good lookout over the city. Again, as I said, better in the summer and even better in the fall. See the cut banks in the distance. Carry on. A little bridge over this draw. You see the sign on the bridge says Rabbit Alley. I have never seen a rabbit here, but I did come back one night and saw a lynx right close to where I'm standing here. And we know lynx think rabbit's the best food out there, so totally makes sense to me. Another little viewpoint you can see way in the distance, the old bridge. Much of South Fort George, Paddle Wheel Park. And over this way, let's see what we can see. The Wicked Cut Banks, and there's Simon Fraser Bridge, and we'll get a little view from the other side when we get over to it. Okay, coming up to the other side now, looking back across to where we just were, up on that cut bank, right over there. And there's the bypass, or Highway 97 going through town over there, and we'll be over there shortly. Now this sign speaks for itself as well. Going down to the bridge, there's 2 drops. Not serious, but it can be when it's icy. So you go down this one, hit a bit of a flat, get a bit of a view, and then one more, and you're down to the parking lot at Simon Fraser Bridge end of the trail, and we'll show you that when we get there. One more lookout before we head down. Come up here at nighttime, take pictures of the traffic, and if the moon's out, get a picture of the moon. It's a nice little place to come to. And we might think from down here a little ways we'll be able to see the other bridge. That's the bridge we're crossing shortly, as soon as I drop down. Oh, and there's the bridge I crossed earlier, so it's the Yellowhead and the Simon Fraser Bridge. This is the second dip of the double dip, and you can see that little flat area down below. That's where I like to park if I'm just planning on doing the trail and not doing the whole loop. Easy to get to, so it's the end I prefer to do it from. Now it's time to get up to the bridge and head back to the vehicle the other way. Okay, we're out on the bridge. Gun trail all along the top there above the cut banks, the river, South Fort George, and that's where we're headed. We come down off the bridge. I see they've done a few things differently down here. We'll walk down there and have a look. Looks like they got a little bench and whatnot. I guess I haven't been through here in a while. I never saw it, so let's go check it out. Ah, it's a dedication to the bridge. Definitely something new for me. I haven't seen that before. Huh. Interesting. We are now heading down Queensway on our way back to the park. At the bottom here we'll turn right and head over to Paddle Wheel Park and then across the Hudson Bay Slough and back to the main park. Entering historic South Fort George, original town of South Fort George. It's time to turn. I'm going to turn on LaSalle and get down by Paddle Wheel Park. You will see a little different this year than other years. Many years at this time of year, it will have water floating. You can't even get into the park. The river's that high. This year, the river is way down. But that'll become evident soon. You know, as you can see, Gunn Park, or Paddle Wheel Park, is bone dry, and the river's quite a ways down. As I said, you'll see water right up to where those, underneath that shelter there, this time of year often. Not this year. And I was talking about the Hudson Bay Slough up from the other end. So we'll be crossing now. I'm not sure if this sign will tell us much, but it might. But you will see no way that it makes sense that we had planes in there, but we did. Yeah, that's back when the stern wheelers used to come up. But back in the day, this is where they docked the float planes. It was right in here. Crazy. Now that we're back in the park, we'll walk along the river. Of course, that's where I just was, all across the top of that ridge. We'll walk back along here, back to the vehicle. Maybe 5 minutes or so from the vehicle. And a perfect day for going. Not too hot. Yeah, enjoyed it immensely. You can see this is the Indigenous Cemetery. That's it over there. Way back home. Okay, we're back to the vehicle. Finished our loop. Perfect day. Prefer that loop. That's my favorite way to do the Gunn Trail. I do all of them when I can, but I do highly recommend the loop. It's a nice way to do it. So the day is done on this one.
As usual, if you have any more questions about this hike or any of our other hikes that Mark and I do, you can go to our webpage, hiking.princegeorge.tech. To do the LC Gunn loop, you'll take 17th Avenue down to Laidley Tenay Park and park on the side of the road there. From here, you will head down the very last street towards the Yellowhead Bridge and find the trail up onto the bridge. Once you cross the bridge, there's a footpath to the right, and that heads up onto LC Gunn Trail. And you can take a Y there and take it up to the parking lot as I did in here, or you can go straight through and just meet up the trail along the top. From here, it's probably a 3-kilometer trek along the escarpment above the river there until you reach the Simon Fraser Bridge. You will cross the Simon Fraser Bridge and head down Queensway into South Fort George, and then you will head down past Paddlewell Park, over Hudson Bay Slough, and back to the big park. Once you reach Laidley Tenay Park, it's pretty straightforward to get back to your vehicle. Most people know how to do that. Thanks for coming along on this local Prince George walkabout. We have many trails here in Prince George that you can go out and play on this time of year. We will try to document a lot of them for those people that aren't familiar with where they are. As I already said, this one is one of my favorites to do. A little bit of exercise, a little bit of fresh air, got it all, some views. So hopefully other people will try it out. Not sure what will be in store coming up. For sure we'll do some more local trails, but be looking for places to go out and chase up some mountains as well. Thanks for coming along on this one, and hopefully see you on the next one.